Aren't you embarrassed working as a cleaner at your age? Let me guess, you haven't even graduated from uni, have you?
Before you try and insult me, Kate, do you mind talking about what happened today? I have many people say that you tipped a bucket of dirty water on one of the cleaning staff here. Is that true? Did your superior say that was an okay thing to do? We don't tolerate that type of behavior here.
Why don't you answer my question first, cleaner? How rude is it asking your own question before answering someone else's? What can I expect, though? You don't learn that type of thing unless you go to university.
Okay, have it your way. You're right. I have never gone to university. As you should know, having gone through the recruitment process yourself, this company values the character of a person more than their educational background. I have no idea how you passed the selection process. I never meet people here who discriminate on that basis.
Who are you to talk when you're just some lowly cleaner? Why was I employed, you ask? The answer is simple. I have a very close, personal, and intimate relationship with one of the interviewers. He told me I have good life skills, and I 100% agree with him.
When you say you have a relationship with the manager, does that mean you seduced him in the interview process? I'm very disappointed with what's been going on here.
I wouldn't say that was the first time he was captivated by me. No, I met him at a bar with his other co-workers. Then again, with my charm, I could have passed that interview without knowing him in the first place.
So, is that what you're proud of? Securing yourself a job in this company using unethical and possibly illegal methods? I wouldn't be bragging about that.
Of course I'm proud. He told me he was married. All I did was find his weak point and exploit it. How smart is that? I didn't need to sell myself in an interview like the other losers here.
Losers. The real loser is a person that brags without having any skills themselves.
Think about it. All I did was have a passionate evening with that man. If he even dared to reject me at the recruitment process, he would have to face the wrath of his wife after I tell her what happened. With that in mind, he didn't think twice about not hiring me. Someone should write a book about me. I'm that great.
What? Do you realize what you're doing? That's blackmail. Threatening others to get what you want is not a good trait in people. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Don't be jealous just because I'm young and beautiful. I know you'd love to have life this easy, but you're just an old crow. You had your chance and now you're suffering the consequences. Whoops. Sorry if I'm making you jealous, but I'm only telling the truth.
Looks like you have no moral conscience at all. You might be the first person I met like this. You brag about how smart you are, but blackmail is a crime. If you're gonna do something like this, you shouldn't tell other people.
Hey, Grandma, the world is a cruel place. That's how you move up in it. Everyone's got their own methods and I have mine. If you used your attributes a little bit better, you wouldn't be just some lowly cleaner. From a quick Google search, this company is one of the highest rankings for paying their employees a good salary. Everyone is just clawing their way to get a position here. I wouldn't be the first to do something so unorthodox.
There's nothing wrong with being creative and getting the result you want, but there are things you can do and things you cannot do.
Yes, and I believe this falls under the former category. Think about it. Who loses here? The interviewer had a wonderful time with a young woman, and I was able to enter a great company. It's like everyone is living in a fairy tale. We're all happy.
Okay, so you're basically saying if you didn't use such dirty tactics, you wouldn't have a chance at entering this company.
Well, of course. Have you seen the type of people working here? They're not your average Joe. If I can tell you a little bit about myself, I've been having a lot of trouble with the jobs I've had to do recently. I have no idea what I'm doing.
If that's the case, don't you think you're burdening the rest of the people here? I don't think you'll last long before someone finds out that you aren't able to do anything.
Like I said, I have my ways, you have yours. The men here are so desperate for a cute girl to talk to them. If I give them a little special treatment, they'll do anything for me. On top of that, I still have my secret little relationship with the interviewer. I'm sure I can use him to get what I want. I have it all planned out. My employment here is secure.
This isn't all about you. Work is work. The job needs to get done.
I know you're speaking from a place of jealousy. Maybe you're so emotional that you cannot see the world for the way it is. This is how a woman makes it through. The man has his brawn, the woman has her wit. It makes sense you don't understand. You'd have been doing this cleaning job your whole life. You don't know what it takes to be successful in this world. If you were, you would have realized much earlier.
You really think your way is the right way, don't you? By the way, care to share the name of this interviewer with me?
Why? Oh, I see. You think if I could get in his pants, you could do it as well? Don't get your hopes up. If he liked your type, he would have hit on you ages ago. Well, Miss Cleaner, I expect the place to be spotless tomorrow. If I see even a speck of dirt on the floor, you can expect a bucket of water dropped on top of your head, too.
Looks like I touched a sensitive area when I asked for that man's name. I'll have to approach this situation in the right way. Good morning, Stacy. I'm sorry to intrude this early in the day. I have something I need you to look up for me. There's a new employee by the name of Kate Evans. I'm hoping you can find the person that recruited her.
Certainly, Mrs. Williams. Is there something suspicious about this Kate Evans? Something we may have missed in the recruitment process?
I had a very long conversation with her yesterday. This is the first time I've seen something like this. It seems she's been employed by this company through an illegal method. Using a secret relationship with one of the higher-ups, she's managed to secure herself a position here. Not only that, but from the looks of it, this man is still married.
Huh? We have employees that let that type of thing happen? I expected better of people here. You're right. We have to do something about this. I will look into it for you. You can count on me.
Yes, thank you. Since we're on this topic, you're also married, aren't you, Stacy? Your husband is one of the interviewers here? I hope you can do a good job of finding this man for me. Your husband might know something as well.
Yes, he will be the first person I ask. Come to think of it, I'm seeing a lot of strange things recently. I'd like to think the best of people, but it's safer to assume the worst.
Huh? Do you think he could be the man Kate is talking about? He seemed so sincere and such a devoted husband.
He is for the most part, but lately he's pushing the kids on to me a lot more. It's really unlike him. It's like he's turned into a different person. Whenever I try to talk to him about what's going on, he bites back at me saying he's had enough of everything.
Stacy, if you need to talk about this, my door is always open. You have been more than a loyal secretary to me. You are my friend. You're not just another employee in my eyes. Don't be a stranger.
Miss Williams, I don't know what to say. Thank you, I really appreciate it. From day one, you've always thought about the way I feel. I'm glad to work under you. Anyway, with that out of the way, what is happening with the company holiday? Will you be joining everyone and going overseas?
Yes, of course I will. Traveling with my employees is the best way for them to get close to me. I would like to see them outside the workplace and form bonds with all of them. I would like you to come as well, Stacy. Let me know how you'll get there.
Thank you very much. Actually, if you don't mind, I do have something I need to talk to you about.
Oh? What would that be?
It's about the company holiday. Would it bother you if I was a little bit late? I've had so much on my plate lately. I haven't had the time to visit my parents. I know they miss me. If it's all right with you, I'd like to drop my child off at my parents' place. After that, I'll make my way to the destination as soon as possible.
I see. There's no issue there. Thank you for letting me know. Put your family before the work. I want you to feel like it's okay to neglect work sometimes for something important.
Oh, thank you so much. If that's the case, I'll be coming by car. If there's any changes in the schedule, please let me know. I will keep my phone on.
Yes, of course. We will be stopping at a couple of service stations along the way. If luck is on our side, we might happen across each other. I will contact you if there are any issues.
Thank you, that would be lovely. I'll look into this matter with Kate Evans now.
Thank you, Stacy. Take care.
Well, this is hilarious. What is the old grandma doing here on the company trip? I didn't think they let the cleaners on this type of bus. This is a company holiday, you realize? This bus is only reserved for the sophisticated employees. You ruin the atmosphere with your presence.
Sorry to say, but that is not true, Kate. The president of this company values every employee, including the cleaners. If you look around, there are many cleaners here apart from myself. Consider us on equal terms today.
That's just the president trying to be nice. In reality, I bet they don't want someone of your social standing polluting the air on this bus. Even if you are allowed on here, it's quite imprudent of you, don't you think? I thought my mind was playing tricks on me when I saw you get off the bus. I could have sworn it was a delusion, but after rubbing my eyes and checking again, you were still there.
Yes, I am the real thing. Everyone is so kind to me on this bus. I'm quite enjoying myself. Feel free to come up to me for a friendly chat.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. Your fun is almost coming to an end. I won't tolerate you being here. You'll have to go home now.
What do you mean? On whose authority?
You have a lot of spark for some pathetic cleaner. I didn't think you'd have the nerve to come here. I'll admit I was a little bit cocky the other day when I told you my little secret. Because of that, I'll need you to stay away from the rest of the staff.
I see. You aren't completely stupid after all.
You understand. You can leave now then. Take a look around. We've left without you. You have no choice but to go home.
Oh, I had a feeling something was off. I've been walking around and couldn't find the bus. Just how did you convince the driver to drive off without me? I'm quite close with him.
Very easily. I told the driver you were in already on the bus and taking a nap. He was more interested in talking with me anyway. He didn't expect a thing. My young beauty has its charm, wouldn't you agree?
I see. It made things a little bit harder for me. I'll admit I'm annoyed about it. It's fine though. You haven't caused me any real problems. You've just delayed me from enjoying this holiday.
Huh, don't act so tough. Do you know how far we are from that service station? I can just imagine you trembling there, not knowing what you should do. You don't even have a way to get home. You should try hitchhiking. It's okay, you're old, so no one will want to kidnap you. Whilst you're stuck in some stranger's car, you should realize that is what you get for speaking above your own stature, cleaner.
Yes, well, my secretary is on her way now in a Mercedes.
What? Is this some delusion you're sharing with me?
I'm telling you that my secretary has been informed of the situation and is en route in one of my cars. Once she arrives, I'll be making my way to the designated hotel without stopping for gas. As for you, I will inform my subordinates to drop you off at the next gas station. From this day on, you are no longer an employee at my company. As you're hitchhiking home, you should realize this is what you get for disrespecting those around you.
Is this a joke? You don't scare me with your little story. As if I would believe a cleaner is gonna have the luxury of driving in a Mercedes.
It's true, especially the part where you're fired. Looking at the way you entered this company, it's more of a rejection of your application. We can't fire someone who entered here for illegal reasons. Whilst we're on this topic, the man you've had a relationship with is also fired.
What? Wait, why? I don't get this. Why would a cleaner be riding in a Mercedes? Just who is this secretary? Why would a cleaner need a secretary?
The pathetic cleaner you keep antagonizing is actually the president of this company. The secretary is not a secretary to a cleaner. She's the secretary to the president. Thanks to good fortune, she's running behind schedule and has time to pick me up. All she has to do is drive en route to the destination and pick me up on the way.
Wait, I still don't get any of this. This has to be a lie. What kind of president works in their own company as a cleaner? That's ridiculous. I've never heard of anything so stupid. Just who are you?
It wouldn't make sense to someone with a brain as empty as yours, but I'll do my best to explain it to you. To sum it up, I really am just the president. As a president, it's my job to look after my employees. Sometimes to do that, I have to take on the role of cleaning.
What? I've never heard of a president that does something so weird. Why would you have to clean?
It seems you really don't get it, do you? Didn't you ever get a good look at the president of this company? That's the least you should know as an employee. I guess I'm expecting too much. After all, you were able to enter this company without knowing a single thing about it. I'm right, aren't I? I bet you didn't even open the web page.
This is real, isn't it? I'm not being pranked on television right now. So, if everything you're saying is true, that means you're on this trip as the president, not as some cleaner.
That's right, you're catching on fast.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would you disguise yourself as one of the employees? Shouldn't you do things that presidents of companies actually do? Like ride in a limousine instead of a bus?
You should really look into the company president of the next company you apply for. You know nothing about me. If you did, you would know I don't like to be treated that way. This company trip is an opportunity for me to know my employees. I'm not going to intimidate them by coming in my limousine.
Are you for real? Wait, I don't believe this. I searched up the company and you're the first person on the homepage? The resemblance is uncanny.
I guess you wouldn't notice it on first glance. I'm wearing a lot of makeup and the lighting makes me look 10 years younger. But that is me, Miss Evans. Glad to make your acquaintance.
If that's the case, this whole time I've been talking to the company president? I'm a real idiot.
Yes, you are. I'm glad I didn't have to say it. I thought about telling you who I really was, but the way you spoke to a company president is probably the first thing to happen in history. I couldn't help but get a quick laugh out of it. With that, I'll be withdrawing your application from my company.
This is horrible. Everything was going so well up until now. I shouldn't have acted so cocky to you. Please forgive me. I'll do anything. Just please don't fire me. I was so proud to be working here.
Even if you intended to do whatever it takes, you can't actually do anything. I've talked to my employees about your behavior. It seems they were a bit susceptible to your charm. I'll have to create some new policies in regard to flirting in the workplace. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
I know, but please! I didn't think I'd actually get fired! I promise to do a good job. I'll do my best.
Yes, I'm sure you will. By the way, we looked into the person that conducted your interview. It turns out that person was the husband to my secretary.
Huh? Don't blame me for that. I had no idea. I'm sorry. If I had known, I would not have done it at all.
Your apologies aren't going to fix their marriage. You have just destroyed a family that has been together for longer than you can imagine. Take some responsibility. You should be ashamed of what you've done.
I'm really sorry. I hate what I've done. I'll change after this. I promise.
Sorry, but what you have done is unforgivable. We don't allow people with your kind of personality in this company. Especially ones that look down on the cleaners. We have no use for your type. Go find a company that accepts incompetent, arrogant fools, stupid girl. Whispers about Kate Evans flew around the bus and she was forced to get off at the next service station. Stacy couldn't believe that her husband was capable of something like this. Consequently, she invoiced him a large amount of consolation money. Both Kate and the man she'd been secretly dating were both fired. Following that, we have no news of either of them.
Hey, Laurel. I just turned in the divorce papers. That apartment room is going to be me and Cindy's room from tomorrow. Pack your stuff and leave by today.
I understand.
Jesus, if I had known you were infertile, I never would have married you.
Still, I don't understand why you thought that meant it was okay for you to cheat on me.
It's your fault for not being able to have children. And you're telling me to test whether I was infertile or not. You even made me come with you on your infertility treatment. You probably wouldn't have let me divorce you unless I cheated on you like this. I accept that you were prepared to have my children, but you're infertile, so it doesn't matter. Do you realize how much you're embarrassing yourself with all these pathetic, useless efforts of yours?
I did an infertility test and it said I had no problems. You still wouldn't believe me, so that's why I had myself tested at other clinics as well. But all of the tests came out saying I was fine. Don't you understand that unless you take an infertility test as well as we won't find out the reason we can't have children?
I already told you this before. There's no way that I'm infertile. Give it up already.
I see. It looks like you just don't care anymore. We already divorced. So have a baby for all I care with this new wife of yours.
Yep, Cindy's already been tested. And it seems there's nothing wrong with her. She's sure to be able to have children. Unlike you. Get at it, starting from tomorrow.
Well then, goodbye.
Hey, Laurel. Long time no see. It's been 3 years, right?
Huh? Oh, I must have forgot to block you. Bye.
Hold on, you're at the obstetrics and gynecology clinic, right?
Huh?
This morning, today. My wife, Cindy, has been pregnant for 4 months, and we frequently go to that clinic. Just as we were going home after paying the bills, you came into the clinic.
Oh, really? I didn't notice at all.
Anyways, what's an infertile woman like you doing at such a place? Shouldn't you have nothing to do with obstetrics and gynecology clinics if you can't have children?
It's not the case that only pregnant people go to obstetrics and gynecology clinics. There are also people that go to such clinics because they have related illnesses.
Oh, I get it. Do you have an illness in your uterus or something?
No, I don't.
Then what is it?
Sorry, but I'm currently driving and I'm only texting you because of a red light. I have to start the car by now, so bye.
Hey, wait. At least answer my question first. What business does an infertile woman like you have at an obstetrics and gynecology clinic? Hi. We saw each other again this morning, huh?
Huh?
We passed each other by at the clinic entrance, remember?
You were there again? I didn't notice.
If that last time wasn't the only time you visited the clinic, then that must mean you come here regularly.
Kind of, yeah.
That reminds me. I heard you got married with another man.
How do you know about that?
Found out as soon as it happened by asking a mutual acquaintance. You trying to treat your infertility or something? There's no use going to an obstetrics and gynecology clinic if you can't have children, you know. Even if you weren't infertile. You're almost too old to have a child anyways. You're just wasting your money.
I already had a baby.
What?
I found out as soon as I married my new husband. I went to the clinic the first time you passed me by to have my 1-month-old daughter checked up. Today we visited the pediatric clinic located in the same building for my 3-month-old daughter's checkup.
Huh? You must be lying, right?
Speaking of which, you see you already noticed me twice at the clinic, but didn't you notice my husband who was right next to me and the baby in his arms?
What?
My husband usually carries our daughter when the three of us go out. It was like that when we went to the clinic as well. But still, one would think that you would make a connection between me and the people standing right next to me.
Is what you're saying true? That's the baby's not your husband's child from his previous marriage or something, right? Or maybe an adopted child.
Nope, I'm pretty sure I gave birth to her.
Then why didn't you get pregnant when I was with you?
Why don't you think for yourself on that matter? All I can say is that I'm not infertile. You just didn't believe what I told you so many times before you got divorced.
There's no way.
This sounds ridiculous. But don't you think that me actually getting pregnant and having a baby is proof that I'm not infertile?
It doesn't make any sense, because it can't be me who's infertile, because my wife Cindy is currently pregnant.
There's no use telling me this. I don't know. My daughter started throwing a tantrum, so bye.
Is that guy with the glasses your new husband?
Huh?
So he was carrying a baby. What you're saying was true.
What? You were at the clinic again today?
No. My office is near the clinic, and I can see the parking lot well from where I work. I thought that it was almost time for your daughter's 6-month checkup, so I was making sure to keep an eye out. That's when I saw you and a man carrying a baby out of a car together. The two of you looking so happy side by side.
Is it fine now that you believe what I told you?
What?
You wanted to see with your own eyes because you were wondering whether I was actually infertile or not, right? Now that you got what you wanted, will you leave me alone now? Don't contact me again.
Laurel, I got divorced.
What?
To tell you the truth, I thought about what you said and got an infertility test. I also had a DNA test with the baby Cindy gave birth to. Turns out that I have an illness that makes me infertile unless it's treated. And that the baby Cindy gave birth to was not my child. I found out who the other guy was and made the two pay an alimony.
Is that so?
So, Laurel, we can get remarried if you want.
Huh? Hold on a minute. Why are you saying that as if I wanted to remarry you?
But this and that happened between us, but still we have conversations by text, which is why I'm certain that even after all these years, you still can't forget me.
What? Stop joking around. You're creeping me out.
No need to get all mad. I think it would be best for you if you were honest with me about your feelings, right? You'll marry me again, won't you? I want a child I'm related to by blood. It's already been proved that you can have children, so I'm not worried about that anymore. Let's get through this infertility treatment together.
You're disgusting.
Huh?
Don't you realize that what you're saying is ridiculous? Yes, one of the reasons we got divorced was because for some reason you said I was infertile. But the biggest reason we got divorced was because you cheated on me, no?
Why are you suddenly acting so cold?
It's because I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Laurel. If it's Laurel you want, she isn't here anymore, since she went to take care of our daughter. Huh? Who are you? Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the man Laurel married after you two got divorced, which means that I'm her husband. I'm not going to tell you my name since it might help you find out where we live, so forgive me, but I'll remain anonymous. What? I'm going to tell you this so you don't have any misunderstandings, but I'm the one who told Laurel it might be best if she didn't block you suddenly, so that we can keep an eye on you. What? I thought that it might be dangerous if we completely cut contact with you, since it seems that we've passed each other by a few times at the clinic. By the way, I was sitting next to my wife when you two were having a conversation by text. Which means that I know everything you two were talking about, I'm afraid. Seriously. And to think I was careful to text her only on weekend afternoons, since I knew she got married again. Oh, so that means that you didn't want to bother me with your texts. But I work from home, and am at home most of the time, so I can come to my wife whenever she needs my help. What? Are you serious? Sorry, I guess. Well, that's the situation. I've no intention of handing over my wife, who I love so much, to cheating scum like you. Give me Laurel. Please just give it up already. Laurel, you're reading this right. I'm begging you, remarry me. For some reason, it looks like I've gotten divorced a second time, which means that it's going to be really difficult for me to find another wife. If only you forgave me and said that you wanted to have my children, this time, for sure, I'll make you happy. And I want to be happy as well, so please. Hey, will you cut it out already? Huh? I'm not going to let you get in contact with Laurel ever again. You were still at the phone? Of course I was. There's no way I'm going to show Laurel such a disgusting piece of text. Disgusting, you said. Huh, fine then. You know I work nearby to the clinic Laurel usually goes to. I shall have plenty of chances to get in contact with Laurel. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you. The three of us moved. What? You moved? The new house we're having prepared has just finished, so we're going to be moving there, which means that we're going to be changing clinics to somewhere near the new house. What did you say? There's one more thing I want to tell you. Laurel's parents have also moved. What? The people who now live at their old house are complete strangers, so don't you get any ideas. I'm telling you this so you don't try and barge into their house out of desperation and cause everyone trouble. Hold on. If that's the case, then what am I going to do from now? I'm going to be blocking, then deleting your account from Laurel's smartphone. Huh? This means that we're truly going to be rid of you. Hold on. Goodbye, then.
Even though my husband warned him, it seemed that my ex-husband decided to take his chances on his last sliver of hope and barge into the old house of my parents. Luckily, no one was inside the house, which means that no one was hurt. He rang the doorbell and screamed at the front of the door, but there was no reaction, so he went into a frenzy and started destroying the property. He broke a window leading into their yard and broke in, causing a mess in the living room. The neighbors called the cops on him, and he was arrested for breaking into private property. That being the case, he caused a lot of trouble to a family who had nothing to do with anything. Not only did the money he get as an alimony from his ex-wife and the guy she was cheating on disappear, but he was forced to go into debt to pay for the damages he caused. I don't know for sure what happened to him after that, but there are rumors that he was put into a mental facility.